Okay, today we're going to learn about ungrouping and regrouping. Mixed numbers. This is pretty easy, but it's super important. So, a mixed number, I will show you, is like 2, and we'll say 3/5. This is considered a mixed number and let me think about this. This is improper fraction. And this is, so these are equivalent fractions, okay? So 2/5 or 2 and 3/5 is equivalent to 13/5. When we go from here to here, we are regrouping. When we go from a mixed number to improper, we're ungrouping. Okay? So, when we go from an improper fraction to a mixed number, we are regrouping. And we go from a mixed number to an improper fraction, we are ungrouping. Okay? I'm going to teach you the steps how to do it. It's pretty simple. Some of you might already see what happens. So, let's say we're going to practice ungrouping first. Steps for ungrouping. Okay, I'm going to scoot this up a little bit. I'm going to put my fraction a little bit bigger for you. 2 and 3/5. So, let me get this organized real quickly over here on my side. Sorry for the wait. Okay, so what you're going to do, step 1, is multiply the denominator by the whole number. Okay, that's step 1. Step 2 is your answer from step 1 plus your numerator is now your new numerator. Step 3, denominator doesn't or does not change. And you're done. That's it. So here 5 times 2 equals 10. Then from here to here is plus. And it's really important that you don't make them look like times, but 5 times 2 equals 10 plus 3. And that's your new numerator. So 10 plus 3 equals 13. It says your denominator does not change. So that's how I got 13. It is super important that you know your denominator does not change. Your denominator does not change. Your denominator does not change. Okay? So that is for ungrouping. That's how I got it. This is super important because on the EOG, when you have gridded response, you are going to have to grid the answer in improper fraction form. Okay? Now, we're going to have to flip pages. And we're going to have regrouping. Please ignore my manicure. I know I need to get it fixed. It looks really bad. I'm sorry. And my thumb. I'm just a hot mess express today on this Thursday. So, we have 13 over 5. So step 1, here I'll put here steps. Number 1. There are many ways you can do this, but think how many times does my denominator go into my numerator? Two. Let me think how to word this. Okay, so I'm thinking, how many times does my denominator go into my numerator? I know my denominator goes into 13 2 times. So, how many times equals your whole number? Number 3, what's left over is your numerator. Okay, so I can show you this way. So when I was in elementary school, I always got confused if I was doing longhand division, what went in the house or what went out of the house, or what went in the long-handed little box, and I'll show you what I'm talking about, and what went on the outside. So this is how it goes. And the reason this is called improper is because if somebody said, hey man, how much money do you have? And you said, hey, I got 13 dimes. Or we'll use, yeah, I have 13 dimes. Well, nobody says I have 13 dimes. They're going to say I have $1.30. Well, this is like saying you have 13 dimes. So this is how it works. 5 goes on the outside. So if you want to put a little key outside, just putting that up here, inside. Okay, so because that key, the top number goes on the inside, so that goes here, and the bottom number goes on the outside. So if you kind of box this off to make a square or a rectangle, that would be on the inside. You see what I'm saying? So the top number goes on the inside, the bottom number goes on the outside. So how many times does 5 go into 13? It goes into it twice. So I have 10. Subtract 3 minus 0 equals 3. And 1 minus 0 equals 0. I have nothing else to bring down, so now my remainder is 3. So this is your numerator. This is your denominator. And then this right here is your whole number. Now, I'll go ahead and tell you, this is the best way I feel like to do it because it's easy and you can do it with all numbers. For example, another way you could do it is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Okay, I drew my 13 because if you remember, where did we talk about it? We talked about it somewhere, but we'll add it here again. This is what you have, and this is what you'd need. Okay, so, and I understand it like we have a need, and now we're having inside outside. This is for if you're doing longhand. This is for if you are drawing it out. Okay. So I have 13, so I drew 13. How many do I need to make a group? So we'll add need to make group. Okay, so I have 13 and I need 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I'm going to box that off. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, and I have 3 left over. So I have 2 whole groups, 1, 2. So I have 2 whole groups of 5, and I have 1, 2, 3. So I have 3 left over out of the 5 that I need. So that's another way. This is a great way if your numbers are small, maybe 4 over 3. But if you have something crazy and something big, such as 160 over, or say 163 over 20, you're not going to want to draw out 163 dots because then it's very easy to make a mistake. But you can always do it this way. Okay? So, I'm going to give you a few problems to practice on. Ungrouping to mixed numbers. We'll say, I'll give you 4 of each. Okay, so 1, I'll say ungrouping to mixed number. No, sorry, this is supposed to be regrouping. Sorry, made a mistake. So you are regrouping. It's hard for you to see. We are regrouping, so we are going from improper to mixed. We'll say 14 over 6, number 2. We'll say, let's see, 75 over 3. And I'm making these up off the top of my head. And number 3, we have, we'll say 32 over 7. Okay, now we're going to have mixed number to improper. So that means you are going to be ungrouping. Okay, so number 1, we're going to have, we'll say 6 and 2/8. Number 2, we'll have 3 and 4/5. And number 3, we're going to have, we'll say 7 and 5/7. Okay, so come to class tomorrow and I will have the answers ready for you.